What's good, YouTube? It's your boy, Blue Blood Sports TV, and I'm back at y'all with another one. So, Olympic gold medalist, undefeated, retired Hall of Fame, two-division world champion, superstar boxer, turned colorful analyst for the sport of boxing, Andre S.O.G. Ward, who retired 32 wins, no loss, no draw, 15 wins by way of knockout, retired premature in the eyes of many, including myself as a fan of Andre S.O.G. Ward. But according to another legend, another Hall of Famer, another superstar, another icon, multi-division world champion, one point in time was the baddest man on the planet, Roy Jones Jr., who does a podcast with Andre S.O.G. Ward. Roy Jones stated that Andre Ward, S.O.G. Ward, wants the winner of this showdown tonight between another Olympic gold medalist, two-time unified heavyweight world champion, British superstar boxer, who will be a first ballot Hall of Famer once he retires, Anthony Joshua, as Anthony Joshua is going to take on YouTube sensation turned professional boxer Jake Paul tonight in Miami, Florida. And Roy Jones is stating that Anthony Joshua and Jake Paul winner Andre Ward wants the winner. It's not a surprise. Andre Ward has been hinting at coming back and fighting both guys, Jake Paul and Anthony Joshua. So it's not a surprise or a shock to me that he got his eyes on the winner of this fight. Now, I know people going to look at it and say, why is Andre Ward trying to fight Jake Paul? Well, Jake Paul is fighting Mike Tyson, Anderson Silva, retired legends from the sport of boxing. Why Andre Ward can't get in that action? That would be, outside of now tonight, is the most legit fight that he's ever had, because he's going to face off against somebody who is still, I think Anthony Joshua is about 36 years of age. Anthony Joshua is still very active. Now, he got knocked out in his last fight against Daniel Duval, and he's been out the ring for a while since then, over a year, I believe. But Anthony Joshua is legit. So this is the most legit opponent he's ever faced in his career. And so for him to fight Andre Ward or Anthony Joshua is legit. If Jake Paul is to beat Anthony Joshua, that would shake up the world. He's right now 12 wins, 1 loss, no draws, 7 wins by way of knockout. If Jake Paul beats Anthony Joshua tonight in Miami, Florida, him and Andre Ward would be huge. Him and Andre Ward would be huge. I think overall, Andre Ward is a better fighter than Anthony Joshua. It's hard to compare because Andre Ward fought at super middleweight and then at light heavyweight. But Andre Ward he retired undefeated, just more crafty, more skilled, more talented. But again, he fights in a smaller weight class. But if Jake Paul proves to be legit tonight and beat Anthony Joshua in any way, shape, form, or fashion, even if people say, oh, that was a robbery, the fact that it was even close enough to say that it was a robbery speaks volumes. That speaks volumes. Even if you thought Anthony Joshua won tonight and people were screaming it's a robbery, that speaks volumes that it was even close. And I know people saying, well, Anthony Joshua is chinny, got a glass chin. Man, Anthony Joshua is 6'6", 82-inch arm reach. He weighed in at 243. He's going to rehydrate it's his first time having to make weight. So he's going to rehydrate to at least 160, back to 160, right? He going to feel good about himself. Jake Paul is 6'1", 76-inch arm reach, and has 13 pro fights and lost to Tommy Fury, who had, I think Tommy Fury at the time had 6 fights or something of that magnitude, 6-7 fights, right? What are we talking about? He at the second half of the fight with Julio Cesar Chavez Jr., who is the most undisciplined fighter I've ever seen, just doesn't care. He went in the second half of that fight when Julio Cesar Chavez decided to turn it up. Jake Paul went life and death with Julio Cesar Chavez. It looked like he was getting ready to get stopped at times. So to go from that and to fight and compete with Anthony Joshua, come on, man. Anthony Joshua got knocked out by Daniel Dubois for sure. He got knocked out by Andy Ruiz for sure. And he lost to Alexander Usyk twice. Bro, Anthony Joshua, any one of those guys, flatlines. It wasn't even the only reason we even considering this fight a possibility of Jake. Now, most pundits, real boxing fans, they don't even see this being competitive. But the only reason anybody giving Jake Paul a chance is because they say he's chinny. Nobody believes that Jake Paul can fight and compete with Alexander Usyk, Andy Ruiz, Daniel Dubois. Come on. What are we talking about? What are we talking about? The only reason that you saying this with Joshua is because he got knocked out in his last fight. He ain't competing the minute, and he's proven to be chinny. That's it. That's all. So Andre Ward will be a great fight. And size-wise, Andre Ward and Jake Paul is the same size. That's another thing. They're the same size. So, love it. So, Andre Ward wants to win it. And Andre Ward fighting Anthony Joshua. Anthony Joshua knocks out Jake Paul, as he should, in the third round. I believe he will knock him out in the third round. And I think this might be the end of Jake Paul even attempting to compete in the sport of boxing, because he's going to get brutally knocked out. But nonetheless, Anthony Joshua is Andre Ward would be huge. Anthony Joshua versus Andre Ward would be absolutely huge, people. It would be huge. That would be more legit, and people would look at it like, all right, this is a real fight. This is a real fight. This ain't Jake Paul and Anthony Joshua. Anthony Joshua absolutely obliterated Francis Ngannou and showed you all of this crossover stuff where Francis Ngannou was competing with Tyson Fury and dropped Tyson Fury. Anthony Joshua showed you this should not even be a fight, right? He just obliterated Francis Ngannou, seriously hurt him. And again, I expect him to do the same thing with Jake Paul, unless Jake Paul tonight just decides that he's going to run, because Anthony Joshua is not the most fleet-footed guy. You know, he's not the most, light-footed, fleet-footed, quick-footed guy. So Jake Paul can run around the ring. Any type of engagement, he can't clinch with Anthony Joshua. He can't counter with Anthony Joshua. He can't trade jabs with Anthony Joshua. He can't do nothing with Anthony Joshua. Will get obliterated. Period. So let's see how this unfolds and plays out. But Andre Ward versus Anthony Joshua, make it happen. Now I know they focus on Anthony Joshua and Tyson Fury. I'm cool with that, but I'd rather see Andre Ward and Anthony Joshua. Much rather see that. But let me know what y'all think, man. Follow me on Instagram at Blue Blood Sports TV, all one word. It's your boy Blue signing off. I'm gone. Peace.